educational and developmental care. That same year, he became engaged to his wife, Chantel.
At times he would just scream, and we didn't know what he wanted because he was nonverbal.
It was basically just trying to figure out how to communicate with him because that was our biggest issue. And so that's when I tried the sign language and that worked. It was like a big sigh of relief because for a while there wasn't a lot of progress and then all of a sudden it just clicked. That was like a very wonderful moment for us.
You know, he can actually come to you and like, if you ask him, he can tell you yes or no.
He's reading, he can speak better, he asks for what he wants, he doesn't have temper tantrums like he used to, so it's gotten a lot better. High five. Yeah. The little things do make us very happy.
We have high hopes, especially seeing how far he's came in this short period of time. You know, just these 2 quick years. It's been amazing.
If we can get him past the behavior issues, I think he'll be fine.
Bye, Mikey. See you later. All right, see y'all. Have a good day.
Educationally, Mikey is a very, very smart kid. He's very logical. He learns extremely fast. We can show him something one time, and he can do it again.
Red bed.
Red bed, good, Mike.
Boo-boo.
He doesn't like anyone to be upset. Like today, he went and took one of the little kids' hands that was upset and just kind of directed him the other way.
He shows emotions at times in spurts. They express their emotions. It's a thing of trying to figure out what does this action mean. But I can sense the love that he has.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He is a special needs child, but I wouldn't change him for anything. I love him just how he is.
He's just a happy, energetic little boy, and I love him a lot.
It's been a joy just to watch. He really shows that, you know, that he loves her. I'm not sure if things would be quite the same, you know, without her. She's been a wonderful wife and, you know, just a tremendous mom to Mikey.
In November, the Boley family celebrated the birth of their son, Tyler.
Love having a new baby in the house.
It's fun, it's a joy. Anytime you bring new life in this world, it's great.
The love and appreciation that Michael and Chantel have for each other and their children grows stronger each and every day.
This means the world to me. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Every time I look at him, I get a warm feeling inside. I'm ecstatic to be with a person like Mike.
It's not just the football that motivates me. It's being able to provide for my family. It's just so great. I can't even explain how happy I am to be in this situation.
Nice stuff, Darren. When we come back on NFL Total Access, we'll take a look back at the best plays from Week 16. Nike Rewind. We'll get an assist from Big and Rich. Just one more week until we know the top 5 picks in April's draft. And as of right now, here are the candidates. Dolphins are officially on the clock. Interesting, though, with Bill Parcells there now, will Miami trade down and stockpile some picks? All right, time now for Nike Football Rewind. These guys leave nothing on the field. Big and Rich with Loud.
Strong, come on people, bring it on. Calling all you sexy mamas, all the girls next door. Don't say we didn't warn you, baby. We like it loud, we like it honking. The party won't be revving till we crank it to 11. Get it rocking, our boots are knocking. We're gonna say it proud, we love our country and we like it loud.
tonight with 4 downs. Gentlemen, Jim, first down, Tom Brady and Randy Moss are close to breaking all-time records. Which record is harder to achieve, touchdown passes in a season or receiving touchdowns?
I'm going to go with touchdown passes, and I really don't know why, other than the fact that Jerry Rice set the record in 12 games. So maybe that's a little bit easier to do it as a receiver.
As a receiver?
Yeah.
That's easier?
I'm saying a receiver is easier. I'm saying it's harder to set the record throwing touchdown passes.
The last year you got Manning doing it. Now Brady's on the verge of breaking the touchdown pass record. So I say receiving. I say it's tough.
Second down, would you be surprised if the Jaguars made it to the Super Bowl, Coach?
I would be very surprised if the Jaguars, because they got to go through Indianapolis, they got to go through New England. You got Pittsburgh in there. You got the San Diego Chargers playing good now. I think it'd be hard for them to do
I would
it.
not be surprised because Pittsburgh did it in 05. They beat the number 1, 2, and 3 seeds on the road.
And then they won like their last 4 games in the regular season as well. Third down, Jamarcus Russell's going to start Sunday against the Chargers. If the draft were today, where would Russell be picked?
I think he'd still be picked number 1 because I think whoever's got the number 1 pick needs a quarterback, and he'd be the guy.
I agree with number 1. Haven't seen enough of him this season to determine anything other.
Fourth down, Brett Favre, 0-9 in Dallas, including the playoffs. Is this year he breaks that streak?
I don't think so. I think that they'll go down to Dallas. Dallas will beat them.
No, he's 0-9 for a reason. No, he won't break the streak.
All right, the Chargers improving their playoff position with a victory over the Broncos. Enjoy Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
LT's helmet got ripped off on that big hit. What a play by 85!
Across the board, you know, we can match up with anybody.
Tomlinson gallops left, breaks the tackle, 10-5, touchdown! He did it again! Rivers yelling across the field at Cutler. Cutler yelling back across at Rivers.
Once the game's over, I think nothing else about it.
Clinched. The Giants and the Jaguars are your 5 seeds respectively in the NFC and the AFC. Also still ahead on this edition of Game Day. The NFC wildcard chase for that 6th seed certainly heats up, what with the Sunday night affair between the Vikings and the Redskins going down in week number 16. Meanwhile, the AFC North champions are the Pittsburgh Steelers because the Cleveland Browns lost unexpectedly in Cincinnati, meaning they no longer control their own destiny. That belongs to the Tennessee Titans, who will finish up the 2007 regular season in Indianapolis with the right to be the 6th seed in the AFC playoffs. And that is all part of this edition of NFL Game Day. Thank you for joining the jet lag edition. I am Rich Eisen along with Deion Sanders and Steve Mariucci, fresh back from St. Louis and Charlotte, getting set to go to Giant Stadium at the end of the week, fresh in our Los Angeles studios to bring you all the highlights in week number 16. Are you gentlemen ready?
Let's go.
We're ready. Right? We are in Los Angeles. We're in the West time zone, but of course we're broadcasting all over the entire planet. And as if the Patriots were lacking in the mojo department, look who is on hand for the home finale against the Dolphins. Why, it's the world champion Boston Red Sox. And Tom Brady, soaking in that Papelbon spirit, fires to the end zone and finds Randy Moss for the umpteenth time this season.
Well, it didn't take long to get the ball there. 1 touchdown closer to the record.
Actually, it was the 20th time for the season. Then Lawrence Moreeeee proves that they can run the football, too.
Watch Randy Moss block downfield. Look at him block downfield.
Randy Moss bulldozing the way on the running game. Who says he doesn't do that?
Something he does. And he does this, too.
Yeah, catches it also.
Great play, great choice. Moss giving him the old hesitation move, getting to the slant.
That's 21 on the season, 1 shy of Jerry Rice's all-time record with 10:14 left in the first half.
Great blocking, Rich. Man on man, body on body. Moreeeee does the rest.
59-yard touchdown, the longest career run for Lawrence Moreeeee. And Steve, what happened here?
Well, in short yardage, 3rd and 1. Now you bring in the big guys. Take a look at the left tight end. That's tackle Wesley Britt, 6'8", 320 against 10 in the box. Watch the Evans, the fullback, on the free safety, and Matt Light, the tackle, seals the inside line. Big hole for Lawrence Moreeeee, a 59-yard touchdown. Pats go up 21-0 in the second quarter.
And then later on in the second quarter, Brady in the shotgun threads the needle to Jabbar Gaffney. It looked like it was picked off by Lance Schulters, but instead it's a 48-yard touchdown for Gaffney, putting the Patriots up 28-0. How did he not get this?
Lance, great break on the ball. It looked like it went right through his hands. Lance got to catch that.
Brady could throw it with a touch, and he could put it on a line.
So a minute 35 left in the half, down 4 scores, shaking heads just like every opponent the Patriots have faced this year. A minute 35 left in the half. Time for Cleo Lemon magic. Lemon to David Martin. Gain of 28. 4 plays later, it's 4th and goal from the 5. Why not go for it when you're 1-13, down 28 points? Teddy Bruschi makes
Everybody makes plays on this team. Linebackers, receivers, everybody. Bruschi makes a great play.
Third quarter we go. Sure, they've clinched everything up to the Super Bowl, but there's Tom Brady in the third quarter, firing away from shotgun formation, and he's picked off by Derek Pope.
Rare mistake by Tom Brady, trying to squeeze it in between 2 defenders.
So here comes Cleo Lemon again, creating, scrambling. You can't stop Cleo Lemon.
He's extending the play.
Forever in a day.
Somebody, Cleo.
He finds Marty Booker for a first down.
Beautiful.
It's 4th and goal from the 1. Why not go for it again? When you're down 28, you're 1-13, and you got Cleo Lemon creating, extending the play. He does everything right except go to the pylon. Runs on the wrong side of the pylon.
You got to be kidding me.
He runs.
You didn't dive?
Wrong side of the pylon.
Do you know that Bill Parcells is coming to town? Do you know who's coming to?
Tuna's going to keep the receipt for that grocery.
Right.
28-7 is the final, as Cleo Lemon did, in fact, find the end zone, but the Dolphins fall to 1-14, and the Patriots do become the first 15-0 team in regular season history. A host of records set in this day and next week on NFL Network, perhaps, against the Giants. They are 15-0. As you can see, there have been 4 other 15-win teams in the history of the National Football League, but this is the first one with a round number on the right side of the ledger. The New England Patriots just getting it done, and one of those records that can go down on NFL Network Saturday night is the one that Jerry Rice set 20 years ago, 22 touchdowns, albeit in 12 games. Randy Moss has 21 through 15.
I just wanted to get the win. And, like I said before, I mean, that record's been, I don't know how many years, but it's been up for a very long time. And, records are meant to be broken. And, if I break the record, I'm cool. If I don't, I'm cool. But as long as that 0 stays in that right column, I'm fine. So, basically what I'm saying is I want to keep winning. To hell with the record.
Feels like every week just kind of rolls into the next, and it's such a long season. And I know when we started this season, you're always looking at the schedule going, yep, this one looks, we can win this one. And, I guess every time I do it, we end up 16-0. So I guess, we have an opportunity this week to play the Giants and hopefully, get to 16-0. I think that would be a great accomplishment for this team. And coaches kept pressure on us all week, this past week, really all season. He's coached us very difficult, and we responded, and we need to continue to respond.
So let's play hypothetical here.
Okay.
Let's say the first score the Patriots have on NFL Network Saturday night in Giants Stadium is a Brady to Moss touchdown. If that happens,
okay,
Brady ties Peyton Manning's single-season record for most touchdowns in a season.
And you're saying?
Moss does the same thing with Jerry Rice's record. And these Patriots break the 98 Vikings record for most points scored this season, just with one cock of an arm into the end zone next Saturday. And then there's a point differential. Let's say the Patriots lose. All they need to do is avoid losing by 21 for the Giants, and they capture the point differential record. So those are just a few of the things that you can see go down on this particular network on Saturday night. Of course, the Giants can spoil this big party. Right now, we send things out to New England. Scott Hansen with Dante Stallworth.
Patriots said they wanted to focus on the Dolphins, beat the Dolphins, one game at a time. Is the mission accomplished?
Yeah, that was the goal. The goal is always the next game. As of right now, it's going to be the next practice, the next meeting. That's the way Bill has always taught us to think. You can't look ahead to the future, and that's what we've been doing since training camp.
This week, though, one game at a time. means something different. And you know what's coming from us, from everywhere else in the media. It's been coming for a while, and you guys have deflected it so well. This week, though, a chance for perfection. Let me approach it this way. You guys would agree that you are fierce competitors in this locker room, right? And you would agree that your head coach, Bill Belichick, is a perfectionist. He wants you to play perfect football. With those two answers being yes, how could you not be thinking and desiring a perfect regular season?
Well, I mean, we're human, and I'm not gonna lie and say nobody's thinking about it, but it's not a process to where it's something that we're reaching for. You know, things will be handled on their own. You know, if we go out and play well like we plan to do, then you know it'll be what it is. But you know, as of right now, our focus is to win our next game, and whatever that is at the end of the game, then that's what it'll be.
You're a starter. Would you imagine that all the starters would be seeing as much time as it takes to win this football game?
It's whatever coach decides to do. You know, he said it great last week before this game. He said, "What good is not playing well and not being in sync with each other? What good is that going to do us moving forward? And that's not going to do us any good." So, we know whatever he decides to do, guys buy into it. You know, he obviously knows what he's doing. You know, he's had some success. You know, just a little bit of success since he's been here. So, guys really, you know, believe in coach, and whatever he says, we're right there with him.
So stop me if you've heard this one before, guys. The Patriots and the Giants can be seen on NFL Network.
Oh,
Saturday
yeah.
night.
For real?
Indeed, sir. 8:15, toe meets ball. A potentially historic night in the swamps of Jersey as Eli Manning and the Giants try and spoil that perfection party that the Patriots perhaps have planned for NFL Network Saturday Night Football. You heard Dante Stallworth say we'll do whatever the coach says. Obviously, that's the case. But, Dion, do you think Bill Belichick is going to put the pedal to this metal and keep everybody in this game, even though they have everything clinched that they possibly can have clinched at this point?
There's nothing that's been done this season that makes me think that he isn't. Number one, I wrote down these points. Tom, they don't want to tie a record. Tom Brady wants to break Peyton Manning's record. Moss doesn't want to tie Jerry Rice. He wants to break it. Perfection. You want to be perfect. And also, perfection, coach, I can't even get my 7-year-old to school on time every day.
Why not?
And these guys, because something always goes wrong, and these guys have the chance, because he always tries me each and every morning, but something always go wrong. But these guys have a chance to eclipse 3 to 4 records in perfection. Yeah. They're going to play, and they're going to play almost the entirety of the game. The first guy to come out is Brady, then Moss, then Welker. The rest of y'all, you playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Strahan and O.C. Umenyiora and that bunch, they might say they're going to have to play the whole game to beat us because we're showing up. And I think the Giants are going to play their guys, too. They may not be as good as the Patriots, but I know the Patriots want to be 16-0, and they're going to play their guys and pull them if they have that luxury, only if they have that luxury. But I think it's going to be a good game, and I got a feeling those starters are going to be in there for the majority of that entire game right here on NFL Network.
Is that where it is? Is that where it's on NFL Network?
It is.
Well, it's going to be a lot of Patriots coverage this week because, I mean, how many times have we seen a team go 15-0? The answer is obviously not ever. In the regular season, of course, the 72 Dolphins did do that, leading into the playoffs. So part of the path to perfection, in fact, 6 of the 15 wins can be re-seen in its entirety, starting Tuesday with the win at Dallas from Week 6 and ending with the Week 12 win over Philadelphia. And then on game day itself, a 3-hour path to perfection pregame show. Yes, and then 3 hours we will be out on the field in Giant Stadium.
You know the temperature?
On location.
Bring
I know.
thermals?
You're going to have to get a fedora or pick out a fedora for me, Dion. I want to wear a fedora because I need a lid from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern time on Saturday. Then, of course, the game right here on NFL Network. Now, you were mentioning, would the Giants play all of their players throughout? Well, the issue that was brought up because the Giants won on Sunday, a big game in Buffalo to clinch the playoff spot, something the Green Bay Packers cannot do with the top seed in the NFC anymore. The Bears took care of business there, while everything has been clinched in the AFC except for that one last spot in the AFC playoffs, and that is up for grabs between Cleveland and Tennessee. And then the shocker on Sunday Night Football, the NFC wildcard picture became much more interesting. That's still to come on game day.
Touchdown! Finds a hole, he's break, he's gone. DJ's there, pulls it in. Jared Allen, touchdown! Throws on the run, point for the touchdown catch. His 10th. Touchdown Seahawks!
Steers down the right side, he is leveled.
Just when you thought the Giants-Bills game was huge and important, something completely eclipses it. The fact that Kevin Everett, who suffered what appeared to be a paralyzing injury in Week 1 of the NFL season, arrived for the Week 16 home date and walked.
Bless him.
Into the building. Wow.
Amen.
So that's great to see. As for the game that he saw, Tom Coughlin in wet, occasionally snowy, inclement weather. Trent Edwards already up 7-0 in this game, finds Roscoe Parrish laying out.
Roscoe normally known for his punt return abilities, but he does possess the ability to get deep.
And then the next play, Edwards to Lee Evans. Buffalo on top, 14-0. So many people thought the Giants were slip-sliding away. Another second half.
Oh, wait a second.
He lost him on top of that route. Easy.
Lee Evans putting the Bills up 14-0, certainly didn't do anything to dispel the notion of the Giants being on a swoon, but this changed the momentum of the game. A poor snap on a punt, and Brian Moorman can't get the punt away. And old Mo begins to wear a white shirt in this game as the rain and snow begins to come down, and the cheerleaders are going.
They don't want it.
They don't
want it more.
Oh,
here
they
they
come
go.
back.
Okay, they do.
They want it. In ponchos. Cheerleaders in ponchos. That's hot. And then Eli Manning finds Amani Toomer. And 2 plays later, Brandon Jacobs, ponchos. We don't need no stinking ponchos.
You want Eli to be successful, have him hand the ball off.
Is that your analysis right there?
Yes.
Jason Peters' Pro Bowl tackle goes down on the next possession for Buffalo, so he goes down, and then the Giants begin their comeback again with this moment when Jeff Beagle's punting away is roughed by Dante Whitner, an easy flag for the refs to toss as the helmet met with inside left thigh. And then the Giants would turn that into points with Brandon Jacobs running it in from 43 yards out.
The run game all day for the Giants was the difference maker. Give it to that guy.
Tied at 14 now. Giants are up 17-14 in the first play of the second half. Disastrous for Eli Manning. Ball pops up in the air. Keith Ellison picks it off after Jabari Greer deflected it. And then Marshawn Lynch, the rookie, with a 28-yard scamper. The very next play, they handed it off to Marshawn Lynch. Buffalo on top.
Look at the speed to the outside. Nobody's going to catch him. Inside the pylon he goes.
21-17. That's the key, is to go inside.
Yeah, inside
the pylon. You're going to have to coach us up on that later. Ensuing Giants possession. Here comes Brandon Jacobs again, but he comes up gimpy. So now here comes the 7th-round draft pick rookie from Marshall, Ahmad Bradshaw.
Not to worry.
Of course, that's a problem, except for the fact it isn't. Wow. He goes seemingly in the end zone, but the refs say his knee comes down, and that is true.
Great call.
Not
where the ball is when the knee goes down.
In the end zone, and that's a crucial call because a goal line stand ensued. John McCargo pops Reuben Drones for a loss of 4 on 4th and 1, and the Giants come away with nothing. Fourth quarter, Buffalo still on top, 21-17, and then the ball's put on the turf.
Just coming after the timeout, disappointing play.
Ensuing possession for Buffalo, though, they give it right back.
Oh, boy.
It's Kavika Mitchell off the tip drill, 20 yards to the house. Touchdown, Giants back on top by 3.
Great pass, hit him right in the chest with the ball, and the defense made the play.
And the pick 6 brought down Snow. Look at that coming down. 3 possessions later for the Giants. It's Ahmad Bradshaw and the Snow Flurries with a flurry of yards.
See ya.
88 yards, longest run in the NFL all season. The rookie from Marshall looking like Marshall Falk.
Got a funny feeling Brandon Jacobs is getting healthy on the sideline right now. Strange feeling.
291 rushing yards by the Giants earns Tom Coughlin a playoff berth and a cold, very cold Gatorade shower. So the Giants clinch the 5 seed in the NFC playoffs with a big win in Buffalo to go to the playoffs for the embattled Tom Coughlin.
How many coaches, when they got their job online, go 10-5?
Oh, yeah, we don't leave it. But there's snow there.
Hey, our guy did it.
See him?
3 years in a row.
So,
I don't think his job's on the line anymore.
No.
I don't comment on his job. All I know is we're in the playoffs.
You know, it says something about an individual and about a team when they know that they have the opportunity to secure a spot in the playoffs and that we're on the road again. We've had a lot of success on the road this year, and we played our way through some adversity, and it was I was glad to see us get our 10th win and secure our spot in the playoffs.
Look at the rushing total by these guys. Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw, the 5th set of teammates since the merger in 1970, who each rushed for at least 145 yards in a single game. I said Ahmad Bradshaw looked like Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk, one of the last running backs to do it. Sunday night football. The Washington Redskins beat the Giants on Sunday night in Week 15. Week 16 taking on Adrian Peterson and the Minnesota Vikings. All the Vikings need to do is win, and they would be in the playoffs.
It ain't that easy.
Tavares Jackson, first quarter, picked off by Fred Smoot.
Hold it up.
Oh, he's holding it out there like a loaf.
That's what I love it. I love it.
You don't, Steve, do you?
No.
All the way down to the 8. Now it's 3rd and goal, and Todd Collins to Santana Moss. Leaps for the goal line, leaps for the end zone. He's ruled down by one guy. They go for it. 4th down. It's ruled a touchdown to Mike Sellers, but wait, Brad Childress challenges the call, saying he didn't cross the plane, and after further review, Brad Childress is ruled correct.
Yeah, the ball doesn't cross that plane. Good challenge.
So it's called a turnover on down, Steve.
Turn it over on down.
But there's a problem.
Because where they turned it over is a problem for Minnesota. The next play, Tony Richardson stuffed for a safety.
Got to get the ball past the entire goal line. It doesn't get across the front of that line. Get it across there.
So instead of it being 7-0 Washington, it's 2-0 Washington, and they get the ball back, and Todd Collins to a wide open Rashae Caldwell. Very next play, Collins rolls out. Todd Collins finds a very wide open Chris Cooley for the touchdown.
You know, I like that mixture of run versus pass. Chris Cooley play action to get him on the linebacker, and he's able to do work.
2nd quarter now. Still down 9-0. Jackson throwing, picked by Sean Springs. 2 interceptions in the first half for Jackson, and if the Vikings fall down big early, maybe they're not able to go to that big gun Adrian Peterson, and they fell down big early as Todd Collins up top to Santana Moss.
What a great up at its highest point to take the ball away, but this Todd Collins, what a year he's having after sitting on the bench for 10 years.
And then how about this in the red zone?
Nice call.
Clinton Portis to Antoine Randall L. Touchdown, 22-0, Washington. 4th quarter now. Vikings are down 25-7, but here comes Tavares Jackson right back. Vikings down 25-14. Comeback is on. Ensuing Redskins possession. Collins lofts one of Santana Moss. Ruled a catch.
Very close, though.
We need to see the replay.
He might challenge this.
Dragging it. Nice.
Brad Childress is looking up at the screen, wondering whether to challenge it. But in the meantime, the Redskins try and snap it before Childress can decide, and the ball's loose.
Vikings have it.
This point in the season, you cannot make these mistakes.
And then Kevin Williams falls on it, but just when you thought it was Washington Redskins ball, Joe Gibbs challenges that the Vikings had 12 men on the field. Who knew you could do that?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Joe Gibbs did. And he was right.
He was, so the Redskins get the ball back. Instead of turning it over, the 12-men challenge gave them new downs, and Clinton Portis not only gets a fresh set of one on 3rd down, but gets a touchdown.
Oh, boy.
And how about that? Joe Gibbs and the Washington Redskins have won 3 in a row since Joe Gibbs was vilified for calling 2 consecutive timeouts wrongly, not knowing that rule. He sure knew the rule when he needed to in this game to challenge 12 men on the field, and the Washington Redskins are 8-7.
Our guys have fought extremely hard. We've been through a lot this year, very emotional. Lord's blessed us with a great group of guys that have great heart and character, and fought extremely hard today. It was kind of all the way across the board, and we're just thrilled to get a victory here and have a chance. We got a chance next week, but we got a huge game next week at our place. But I'm thrilled to be going back home after 2 very, very tough road games.
Indeed, the Redskins won at the Giants and then at Minnesota to now be the 6th seed entering Week 17 of the season. All the Redskins need to do is win at home against the Dallas team that has nothing really left to play for except resting their injured starters, or a Minnesota loss and New Orleans loss combined. Minnesota, which did have that win-in capability in Week 16, will not have it in Week 17. The Vikings and the Saints need help and wins in Week 17 in order to make the 2007 NFL postseason. And I think I could speak for all of us. When we left FedEx Field after the Redskins beat the Chicago Bears to improve to 6-7, a lot of us thought, well, bravo for them. It was a short week. It was a week that they buried their teammate, Sean Taylor, and everybody thought it was an excellent victory for a team that really was playing for their pride and playing for a lost teammate. Now they're playing for the playoffs. I don't think anybody thought that this would be possible. Dion, did you think this would be possible where they are?
They had a good team. They're sound fundamentally at all positions, all across the board. One of the highest paid coaching staff that the NFL features. But when you think about what they're going to do, Nick, I love a team that's in control of their own destiny. I hate when you get to this point of the season and you got to sit back and say, you know what, if they win, after the game is over, you're sitting in the locker room, man, I hope they don't win. Because you didn't handle your business while you're in that situation. But when you think about this team going to play the Dallas Cowboys, who's not going to play Romo probably, then it's Thumhill, not going to play T.O., probably pull Witten. They have a chance to win this game, and I think they will win this game next week in Dallas.
I do too, and I don't doubt that New Orleans or Minnesota can't win next week. I think they can, but I think Washington will win against Dallas, and I'll tell you why. I was in the exact same situation Dallas is in. 13-2, wrapped up home field advantage when I was with the 49ers, okay? And we didn't have Jerry Rice, just like they don't have T.O. Tony Romo's hurt. And we had Steve Young with a concussion issue, all right? So we played one series, rested our guys, went up to Seattle, Warren Moon beat us, all right? Beat us. Just like if Dallas doesn't go in there with all of their weapons, Washington will beat them because your twos are never good enough to beat anybody's ones.
That's
never.
Right, and the reason why Dallas has nothing to play for except to rest their hurt stars is because my stars, the Green Bay Packers, fell flat on their face in Chicago on Sunday. How did that happen? We will show you highlights of that game still to come on NFL Game Day, and the Jaguars putting the bang thing on yet another opponent, the Oakland Raiders, on the business end of Fred Taylor Sunday. The first alternate running back for the Pro Bowl, now in the Pro Bowl, Fred Taylor, taking on the Oakland Raiders. Actually, the Jaguars took on the Oakland Raiders, but here Fred Taylor took on the Oakland Raiders.
Oh, I mean, you know, we always make a big deal out of Fred Taylor and Jones-Drew, their running ability and running style, but you got to give that offensive line, as well as those receivers, some credit for their blocking expertise.
First possession of the game winds up with a 62-yard Taylor touchdown. The next possession winds up with a 14-yard Jones-Drew touchdown. As you mentioned, Taylor and Jones-Drew. That is the 1-2 punch that gave the Jaguars a 14-0 lead. Second quarter, Shane Leckler punting, Dennis Northcutt receiving, and then flipping to Scott Starks.
Watch the blocking downfield. Everybody's out in front.
A little bit of razzle-dazzle.
Get in the end zone.
He don't want it.
Well, so we've shown you two running backs. Here's the third. Greg Jones, too, let's not forget. That's 3 touchdowns, each from a different running back, 21-3, Jacksonville up. Jamarcus Russell had the most playing time he's had as a professional, and it was a rough day for him against the Jacksonville defense that's on tilt right now.
He was looking at that receiver all the way out of the huddle to the line and to the whole progression.
Terry Cousin with the pick. Russell had 3 picks in the
Push
day.
him in.
And that led to David Garrard pushing it in. 28-3 is the score. Next Oakland possession. Steve, why would, after, I guess, making sure that he played in a start that would give him the most confidence, would they play him against Jacksonville?
Time's running out. He needs to play in these last couple of games, regardless of who it is and where it is. But every time he goes back in the pocket, he's going to learn a little something.
And Warren Sapp let his emotions get the best of him as he had 3 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in one sequence. It all started when Jacksonville right tackle Tony Pashos was flagged for an illegal use of the hands, but Warren Sapp, a very rare ejection. He got the gate in this game.
Yeah, you got to treat those officials like men. You expect to be treated like a man, you got to treat the officials like a man.
And Matt Jones winning this jump ball. Well, why not? He's 9'6", and Jacksonville came up 1 point shy of putting a 40-burger on the Oakland Raiders. So Jacksonville has now won 6 of 7. The Jaguars, congratulations to them, the 6th playoff berth in the team's 13-year history. They're locked into the 5 seed. Will play either at Pittsburgh or at San Diego the first weekend of January. The Indianapolis Colts, meanwhile, have already wrapped up the 2 seed. That's why Jacksonville, with 11 wins, had no chance at the division title. And Peyton Manning taking on the perfect Sage Rosenfels. He's not lost the starter for the Houston Texans this season in the opening drive. Rookie Darius Walker looking just as good as we saw him on our previous Thursday night game against Denver with 16-yard gain. And then 2 plays later, Rosenfels to Kevin Walter.
Shows good mobility, throwing to his left with a very accurate throw for the touchdown.
So look at that. The Texans are up 7-0, and they're up 7-3 when Peyton Manning began to get things started just before.